It's time for a revolution. A revolution on your everyday life. This is the year that we take back control. If you want to take control of your everyday life, you're going to have to get after it, and you're going to have to be the creator and attack life on a daily basis. Discipline, courage, create it yourself. Have a notepad and pen today. This is going to help you make 2024 the greatest year of your life. And you have the ability to do this yourself. And I'll be sharing about my journey. And if you are able to have courage, to be disciplined, to show up every single day, to keep going. You know, maybe things don't work out at first, and we're going to have to really dive into what life actually is. You know, sometimes we think everyday life is going to be perfect, but it's actually more uncomfortable than it is comfortable. And we'll be learning this today with real life examples that will help you navigate this new year. Did something happen last night? Was anything going on? I was in bed at 10:30 last night, getting ready for the next day, not being distracted. Something was happening last night, right? You're up early. You're here to get started because you didn't partake in Al Ghul last night. You didn't get distracted for just another day. While others might be, not really focusing, you have the ability to stay focused every single day. There's a time for this and a time for that. And this is a time period for warriors to rise, for kings and queens to rise. This is the year of abundance. This is the year the kings and queens rise. You could hit the 888 in the chat if you're here for abundance. If you're getting this message, could you kindly hit the like button, whether you're watching live or on the replay? It will help others find this message. You need to get after it. You need to attack life. There needs to be a revolution in your everyday life. Because for years, you might have lived a certain way and you started to build subconscious programs. Oh, this can never be me. Why does it happen for other people? Why doesn't it happen for me? And you start to create a reality that is responding to these programs of limitation, these programs of can't while it is can. The first thing I want you to stay focused on, we have a lot to go over today. We're going to start the year off right. Just like we start the day off right, we're going to start the year off right. Have a pen and paper. Let me see your pens and papers in the chat right now. Write these things down, focus on it, use it on a daily basis. There needs to be a sense of urgency. Like I had to start yesterday urgency. Some people say, I'll get to it. I have a good idea. I'm going to get to it. There needs to be a sense of urgency, like you needed to have started whatever it is you're working on yesterday. When you embrace that urgency, you start to click in the energy of movement, the energy of change. Sometimes any change is better than no change at all. The common theme that a lot of people have shared with me the past year and even prior is that they were in a holding pattern. There's no change. The same thing. I want something to change. Something has to give. Did you say any of those things in the past few years? Oh, I'm in a holding pattern. You could let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat and focus on today's message so that you will be able to make 2024 the greatest year of your everyday life. Oh, I'm in a holding pattern. I just want something to give. Sometimes any change is better than no change at all. As I knock things over. How did I do this? I started the mission of Finish Strong last year. I didn't wait for the new year to start. As you can see on the board here, we have 75 consecutive days. I'm focused on my health. I'm focused. Your health is your wealth. And I went 75 consecutive days to the gym. Are you prepared to go 75 consecutive days to the gym? You know, and it's just showing up. There's certain days, you know, I go lift. Some days I do functional movements, core, sitting in the sauna, autophagy, you know, changing my diet, fasting, intermittent fasting. Please subscribe to this channel if any of these things are interesting to you, because I lived it and now I'm able to teach it in this upcoming year. It's a new year. It's time for a new upgraded you. Focus on what you can control in this new year. You have to stay focused on what you can control. We cannot control what is around us. However, we can control from within. I heard someone on YouTube say that. Does anyone know that guy? Does anyone know that guy? And because, you know, everyone has free will, you're maybe not able to control the outcomes with other people, but what you can do is focus on working on yourself. Because now as you continue to raise your frequency, others might not be able to raise their frequency. They will fall off your timeline. They might spiral into a black hole as you continue to rise up. And now you are emitting a new frequency that now is attracting new people into your life, which we're going to be talking about in today's lesson. I get out of the sauna last night. I think something was going on yesterday. People were doing stuff. People were drinking alcohol, partying, right? And listen, you might not have anyone to do any of these things with. You're staying focused. You're like a prized fighter getting ready for the big fights. And you can't feel sorry for yourself, because when you put in the work, great things follow. When you put in the work, great things follow. Write these things down. Write them in the comments as well. When you put in the work, great things follow. It lasts the test of time. There is never any overnight success. So I get out of the sauna. I'm sitting down. There's a little like bench in the locker room. And this guy walks in and he walks. There's not many people in the gym last night. And he walks over to me and he goes, I see you here every single day. So I look up, right? I'm like, I'm in the sauna. I'm just trying to settle back in. I push it to the limit. I look up at him and I go, 75 consecutive days, I tell him. And then we start talking and I tell him about the channel. And he goes, congratulations on your success. You know, keep going. And I said, I appreciate you. I'm sure I'll see you here again. And, you know, sometimes all you need to do is be the lighthouse. I never really spoke to this person, but all he does is see me there. He happened to come over to see me. There's not many people there. I feel that's, you know, it's also important to be in sometimes smaller groups. Because when there's so many groups, when I used to teach in a public school, I always noticed that when we had small classroom sizes, it was actually better. You know, the kids would get along better. The rapport between the teacher and the student was better, having a smaller class size than shoving so many people in. So you could even see that when you're out in public. When there's so many people, there's so much stimulation, there's so many things going on. So when you're actually in a smaller group size, it actually helps for the communication, building rapport. So stay focused on this. Sometimes it's not about being popular. Oh, I have to have so many friends. I got to go out on social media, so on and so forth. But actually, the smaller groups are better. Focus on what you can control. During this time, you might be sitting there. A lot of people, you know, we've shared about this over the man-made holiday season time. You know, you might feel alone. at this time. You might feel alone at this time. What can you control? You could control on working on yourself, bettering yourself, differentiating yourself. You don't want to be the same just like everyone else. You don't want to be the same. You need to purify the old so that the new you can shine through. You need to purify the old so that the new you can shine through. There's actually only a small comfort zone in this life. There's only a small comfort zone. I want to feel comfortable. And then you start not feeling comfortable. And you say, oh, and then everything starts crashing down. And you have to be adaptable during this time. The energies are just higher now. So if you want to make 2024 the greatest year of your life, you want to become adaptable. Become adaptable and realize that most of the time, you are going to be out of the comfort zone. You know, I'm sitting here right now. The air handler machine is broken, so there's no heat on the 2 coldest nights of the year. I don't have time to worry about it. I don't have time to get my frequency to drop. I have to stay focused. I'll worry about it at a later time. And when you think about life, you know, not every day is going to be 75 and sunny. There's going to be, think about this. Hit the like button if I'm speaking the truth to you. When you think about how many days out of the year is going to be, you know, just perfect and comfortable, there's a lot of times oh, it's so cold. Or it's so hot. Oh my God, it's so hot. But there's a range. And do you think it's always going to be 75, perfectly 75? You feel great? There's a lot of times it's going to be too hot. Sometimes it's going to be too cold. You got to realize it's rarely going to be just right. Focus on this in 2024. The last few years of my everyday life, I was moving. I kept going because guess what? There was only a handful of days in a couple of years that everything was just right. I had to go through a lot of trials and tribulations and traumas. That's 3 T's again, right? We always get the 3 T's somehow. We went through a lot of trials, tribulations, and traumas. And still, I keep going. And I need you to stay focused on that in 2024. Because most of the year is not going to be perfect. It's not going to be 75 and sunny. It's not going to be unicorns and rainbows. We could get the unicorns and rainbows going in the chat right now. One day the unicorns are going to show up. We're going to be riding into the sunset on the unicorns. It's not going to be unicorns and rainbows all year long. So realize today that there is only a small range of a comfort zone, and you will probably be pulled out of your comfort zone more often than you could imagine. Make the most with what God gave you. That's the only thing. You have to stay focused on what you're in control of. What are you in control of? You have to make the most of it. So if I look at my life and I can say, oh, I want X, Y, or Z, but what do I have control of, right? I have a beautiful community here. I love you all, right? I have peace and quiet in my life. I could stay focused on the work. I could stay focused on how I can improve my physical health, right? And these things don't happen overnight. You can't just look in the mirror. You know, you could look in the mirror and say, what the heck happened? And things do happen to us. Everyone, things do happen, right? You could have something that happens to you. Well, how are we going to respond to it? I love you guys as well. How are we going to respond to it? Focus on little daily things and not the end result. Focus on little daily things and not the end result. So as you can see here, 75 consecutive days, right? You know, this man comes over to me, talks to me, asks me questions. It just happens. And I'm not at the end result of where I want to be, for example, but I am embodying the daily work. showing up, just showing up. Sometimes just showing up is better than doing nothing at all, even if it's not great. Sometimes just walking. The last few days I've been going on some walks. It's kind of too cold to just sit out on the beach, but I've been doing the hikes like I used to hike. And sometimes you have to just do little things. So maybe I'm motivating to you, get up just take a little walk or a hike, start there. And you have to focus on the daily things. I can look at the foods that I'm refusing to eat, that maybe I used to eat. And every day I'm putting good food in. I'm putting in good supplements, good things to detox the body. We have to make sure we detox the body. Remember, we can't just say, this happened to me. Listen, there's a lot of chemicals. There's a lot of toxins. Remember the three T's I taught you about before: toxins, trauma, and thoughts. You got to be focused on the three T's: toxins, trauma, thoughts. Get rid of the negative thoughts. Get rid of the negative toxins. And realize that we all go through traumas in our everyday life. How do we overcome them? That's what we're staying focused on this very year. This year, it's all about investment. You need to invest. No, this is a true story. Hit the like button. This is important. You need to invest. Where are you investing your time and energy? Where are you investing your time and energy? Everything needs to be allocated. Every drop of your energy, every drop of your attention needs to be allocated. Is this going through is this energy going to my growth? Or is this just a distraction? Is this an asset or a liability, actually? You don't need things. You don't need people just to have people. You don't need things just to have things. Look at all these things. Oh, wow. Look at all these things. You're going to carry those things everywhere you go? Are you going to carry those things everywhere you go? It makes you denser. People can make you denser. You could become lighter. You have to focus on investment of attention in 2024. This is how you're going to make this the greatest year of your everyday life. It's all about investments. You don't have an infinite amount of energy, right? We're always replenishing it. If you're connected to God, if you're connected to Source, you always get replenished the energy. But in the course of 24 hours, we have to be realistic. And that's what we try to do on this channel. Okay? You have to be realistic. In a 24-hour period, you have a certain amount of energy, and there's only so much energy that you can allocate to certain things. And then that energy can be drained from you from distractions and liabilities. What are the I hope you're taking notes. But now I want you to take that note and start writing down what are the liabilities? What are the distractions in my life? Is this feeding me? Is this an asset? Is this energy allocated towards growth? Because some of these things, they're not for growth, they're distractions. So you need to allocate all your energy. Invest your energy, your time, your resources on growth, not distractions. You know, we're talking about last night, some people, listen, there's a time for this and a time for that. If you want to party, if you want to go out on the weekends, partake in a little Al Ghul, I get it. But on my journey, my friends, we're real here, we're real every day. These are real life stories on how to help you navigate the traps of the world, of the matrix. My friends used to make fun of me. Oh, why aren't you drinking? Never got into it. Because in my mind, I said, I'm gonna drink this alcohol. I'm gonna put the sugars into my system. I'm gonna mess up everything I worked hard on in the gym. I'm gonna feel like shift, right? Then I'm not gonna want to work out the next day. Then I'm gonna be hungover. Then I'm gonna waste my money on all this money. You know, we talked about this several times. Some people, they want to have prestige. They got to go out to the club. They have to spend $300 on a bottle of Al Ghul. You could probably go to the store, get it for $40, but they charge you $300. So this is all a waste of time. It's a total waste of energy. It's a waste. Get rid of the waste. Write it in the comments. Get rid of the waste. So where are you investing your energy? It could be that. It could be in relationships. Where are you're putting your resources, your energy, your attention into a relationship? Is it an asset or is it a liability? Start writing down all of your whatever the relationship is. Is this relationship an asset or a liability going into 2024? We need to stay focused on how we can constantly rise up. There's 24 hours in a day. On my journey, I talked about intermittent fasting. That's something that I was called to do. There's only so much food that I could fit into my system in that window of time. We'll be talking more about intermittent fasting. I recently did one on the channel page. Let us know in the comments if you want more videos on intermittent fasting. There's only a certain amount of food that I could fit in my system in that window of time. So every bit of that food has to be allocated. It has to be top notch. Has to be thought out. Can't be eating junk food. Junk in, junk out. That's how it goes, kid. In 2024, if you want to make this the greatest year of your everyday life, you have to focus. Regret is worse than failure. Regret is worse than failure. So I'll take the final, quarter of last year. And, some people might be new to the channel. Some people you've seen, and I've been sharing on Patreon as well. Tonight we have another live stream on Patreon. The link is in the description if you would like to join us on Patreon tonight. We all collaborate together. It's nice to see everyone on the screen. I would have regret if I sat here. I said, I'm just going to wait till the new year starts. I got so much work done in the last quarter of the year. I'm building. I'm learning. I'm expanding. And now I have, ready for it? Are you ready for it? Real life examples to share with everyone. Some people, they might, watch a video, watch the TV, and regurgitate and repeat. Two types of people in the world: theorists and practitioners. In 2024, practice what you preach, son. You could write it in the comments. Practice what you preach, son. It's not easy to practice what you preach. Because if you're going to practice what you preach, you have to live in a vibration of authenticity. In this world, the matrix world, the Maya, if you will, people are used to wearing masks. They're not really showing who they truthfully are. Then you, empath, you're looking out there, you're looking on social media, you're seeing an illusion. This is an illusion. So many people, you could see this anywhere. Hit the like button. We're gonna be dropping truth bombs all year long on this channel. 2024 888 abundance. Absolutely. Listen, I'm sure we'll see it also in the gym. People will think, oh, it's the new year. They show up for like 2 weeks, and that's it. The consistency, the people that show up every single day, that is a lifestyle. You have to have lifestyle changes. Lifestyle changes in 2024. Some people might not like what I'm sharing, but I'm sharing from firsthand experience. This life is a marathon. The life never stops. The life never stops, and neither can you. So if you're loving what I'm saying, hit that like button. If you're getting triggered, listen, hold on, get through the triggering, make it through. I've had people over the course of my life give me tough love. I needed it. So right away, if you're getting triggered by some of the things that are being thrown out there, hold on, brace the ego, get through it, and maybe in the end, you're going to say, wow, I'm glad that I had some of this tough love. I had some of these things to, let me see the bigger picture. It's not easy when you don't see the bigger picture. Amanda Simpson, thank you so much for the support. Blessing this 2024 captain, ALL. I appreciate that, Amanda. Thank you so much for the support. Appreciate you. Regret is worse than failure. I would have so much regret if I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here right now. My energy's high. Is my life perfect? Nope. But everything that was put before me, what was the deck that God dealt me? That's what we talk about on Patreon. We have the 8 dimensions of wellness. Your life, in certain aspects of your life, might be great, and other ones, it might be a little difficult. So whatever the deck, we're all dealt a deck of cards, if you will. Here it comes. Now you take the deck of cards. This is the hand you're dealt, and now you got to use it. How am I going to work forward with it? Regret is worse than failure. I would be sitting here regretting if I kept doing maybe whatever it was, try to worry about things that I'm not in control of. I'm only in control of myself. I'm not in control. And any other content creators out there, you ain't in control of who watches your videos. So you might as well just be yourself. That's it. You're not in control of anything. Just give it up to God. Let him sort it out. Main point. Thoughts, feelings, actions create your life. Thoughts, feelings, actions create your life. All 3 phases. Write it in the comments. Positive thoughts, feelings, and actions for 2024. 2024, the vibes, kid. It's all there. It's right in front of you. Thoughts, feelings, and actions. You have to be focused on all 3. Sometimes you might have strong actions. So I like to take out the accountability mirror on myself. I like to do this to show people. You got to be real. You have to do this with yourself, how I'm doing it here right now. My actions are ironclad actions, right? Feelings, right, could work on a little bit. Sometimes negative thoughts pop into my mind. So I have to, in my life, actions are real easy. Easy for me. Make a plan. I have the drive to carry out the action, but maybe sometimes negative thoughts will creep in. So you have to critique your life. You have to take out the accountability mirror on your own life. Thoughts, feelings, actions. Which one of the 3 do you struggle with? 2, 1, what are you good in? Let us know in the comments. And stay focused on your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions in 2024. When you focus on this, you start to create a beautiful change, a shift in your frequency. On the channel page, you will realize that you have the ability to switch your frequency. Be focused on all these things. Beautiful chat going right now. I appreciate each and every one of you. We have to realize what the world was, the matrix world, the Maya, and you have to move forward in your life and let go. And you'll see people they can't let go. You might have to let go of the fake matrix jobs. You might have to let go of the fake matrix marriage. You might have to let go of the fake matrix subconscious programs. You might have to let go of the fake matrix standard of what it means to be successful. Maybe success is peace. You know, in the world, you say, oh, you got to have, you know what they say, you got to have the white picket fence. You got to have the 2.5 kids, the job, whatever they, you know what they say. There's like a whole thing that they say. It's just programming. It's just programming. You know, I see people, and some of the happiest people, they're very light. They're very light on their toes. And with so much change going on, like, I'm here to tell you, hit the like button if today's message resonates with you. If someone creeps into your life and asks you, what's your 5-year plan? Get them out. It's crazy. Maybe a 5-day plan. You want to go with a 5-day? Let me know. If you're new to the channel, we're going through the quickening right now. Things are happening faster than ever before. Please share in the comments, right? Are you on the 5-day plan or the 5-year plan? We don't know. There's so much change. I am not the same person I was 5 years. It's when you start going through this awakening journey, right? Your old life is burning to the ground, right? You're being purified. Whatever my 5-year plan was 5 years ago, I'm not even the same person that I was. Or I'm the same person, and all of a sudden, it's like I've expanded so much more. More fear that falls off your timeline. Fear falls off, and then the stuff, sometimes you're afraid. Sometimes you know the answers, but you're just afraid to speak it. Be careful of your words. It's the $5 plan. I love that. $5. No, it's true though. The simple things, I see this as well. Okay? If you, people have said, which I don't get, I'm telling you, hit the like button if today's message is helping you. There is so much negative subconscious programs that are out there that make no sense. So people will say, oh, it costs so much money to eat healthy. And it is true. But when you actually look at it, number one, it costs way more money to go out to eat. And on my journey, like sometimes, yeah, I would like to go out once in a while. I'm in a time period I don't at all. We like to have fun. We like to go out with people, so on and so forth. But you have to start thinking not only of what's in the food. When I prepare my food, these things take effort. They take discipline, right? When I prepare my food, I know exactly what I'm putting in the food. When you go out, maybe to a restaurant, you don't know what they're putting in the food. You don't know the energy of the person that's preparing your food, and that energy is going into the food. If you're not aware of some of these things, you got to become aware of it. Why? Because awareness is the precursor to change. Once you are aware of certain things, you can make the correct changes. That's what this year is about. We are now aware. Last year, we became aware. We became aware of a lot of different things last year. Now that we're aware of all these different aspects of life, we can move forward. And we could start implementing correct changes that will make us the best version of ourselves. You want to be healthier. Strive for health, because your health is your wealth. That's something my mother ingrained in me since I was a child. Your health is your wealth. And you can't worry about certain things. You can't, oh, this time I'm not ready. No one's ready, kid. No one's ready. There were certain things I had to go through. I wasn't ready. And I'm sharing this with all of you. We all go through things at different time periods. So if you had maybe a rough year, a lot of change, this year is going to be nice and calm, easy going, not a lot of change because you did it already. Some people, if you're going to go through the changes this year, guess what? We're all here. We got your back, kid. We got your back. We did it already. And now we could teach from firsthand experience to help you get through the year. If I personally helped you get through last year, leave a comment. Let's pay it forward. So many people, their lives get turned upside down. They go through changes, but God wants you to go through these changes because it's the only way that you could reach this new reality. This is the only way that you could reach the new earth, if you will. It's the only way that you can jump the timelines. Timeline jumping is real, kid. You're jumping timelines. I love each and every one of you. I appreciate you being here. If you're new to the channel, we have daily videos here, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Please hit the subscribe button. Hit that notification bell, select all. This way you get that notification every day. You could even set an alarm on your phone to remind you that there will be a video up. And the people that showed up every day last year, let the new brothers and sisters of our family find out about the greatest community, the greatest way of life. It's not about prestige. It's not about popular. It's about living an authentic everyday life. And so it is. I love you all. We're on Patreon tonight. If you would like to join us on Patreon for the very first time, the link is in the description. We do the work there collaboratively. It's just like how, here, you guys could scroll the comments because there's so many beautiful comments. Leave comments. I read the comments here. We do it all together on Zoom over there. And do the work this year because no one's going to do the work for you. I had to go through a lot of things in the past few years. No one did it for me. Sometimes I said, oh, geez, could someone help? Ultimately, you have to do these things yourself. Ultimately, you have to do these things yourself. So make this year the greatest year of your everyday life. You're able to move from victim to creator. Absolutely. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you tonight. Back on here tomorrow. Show up every day. Believe in yourself. That old world has changed. None of the old ways will happen if you become the lighthouse today. Become the lighthouse today. Yeah. I love you all. Let's make 2024 the greatest year of our everyday lives. I'll see you tonight.